get in it, how do I get out? Right? Somebody say, right? I got the question. Somebody say, wow.
Wow.
Wow. Linda, every time you mention the word taxes or the IRS, I cringed.
I would like that too, but you just have to educate and then it goes away.
I should have had some wine.
Yeah.
So how do we get into foreclosure? It's different things that can happen. You change your family composition, right? So you're married or you have a partner and then one person leaves. So then it reduces the income. You could get into foreclosure that way. You could get into foreclosures. Many people have already paid off their mortgages, so people don't necessarily have to go into mortgage foreclosure. There's tax foreclosure. People who are retired on a fixed income, the taxes keep going up, but their fixed income does not. We just had a seminar based on reducing the property taxes in New York City, take advantage of the STAR programs and all those things. And then in New York City, we have a lot of violations, the DOB, ECB violations. If you don't take care of the HPD violations, they turn into emergency repair liens. If you don't take care of the DOB violations, all those things are transferred to the New York City Department of Finance. It turns into a lien, you don't pay it, it turns into a tax lien foreclosure. So those are the ways that you can go into foreclosure. The ways you can get out, there are numerous ways, which is to act early. That's what I always try to tell people, just act early. As soon as you start struggling with money, and we don't need a class really to know when we start struggling with money. We're getting a little short every month. It's getting a little more difficult to pay that mortgage. Call your bank. Just say, I need a loan modification. It was easier maybe in the past years. You can still get a loan modification now. It's deregulated a little bit. But we're in the great state of New York who amps up the regulation on loan modification. So if you find yourself struggling, call your bank early by yourself. You don't need an attorney to do that. I need a loan modification packet. A loan modification, of course, is changing the terms of your loan. So if you have a rate of interest, they may change the entire thing. They may amortize it, stretch out the payments. Instead of 30 years, make it a 40-year. Many things that they'll do, but they will change the terms of your contract. You may have an interest rate that's in the 4s or in the 5s, something you don't want to disrupt. So then you don't want a loan modification, you want a loan workout. So I know, maybe I hit a rough spot, but now I'm able to make my mortgage payments on time and I can pay a little bit extra. So I don't want you to disrupt my great interest rate, but just give me a loan workout and maybe I can do that. Or you can also go to certified HUD counselors like NHS, and those certified HUD counselors are committed to approach HUD, and for government insured loans, they can get a partial claim on the insurance. And then HUD will pay your arrears and then just put a second mortgage on your house and non-amortizing. You don't have to pay anything back until you sell the house. So just act early. There are so many options out there.
What's your phone number again? Okay, I got another great question. This is a really, really good one. What should heirs of family members do if a homeowner dies while the property is in foreclosure?
Wow. Sounds like I'm taking the bar. Right. Heirs of foreclosure. Well, again, act early. So the heirs should position themselves before the bank positions themselves. Okay, position yourself before the bank positions themselves. What do I mean by that? When the borrower, like your parent, passes away, many borrowers will call the bank and tell the bank the borrower passed away. That's the biggest no. First of all, they don't have to communicate with you anymore. So now you can't communicate with them anymore, but you need to pay the mortgage, or maybe you need a loan workout, or maybe you need to tell them I'm about to sell the house. But they're not talking to you because you're not their borrower. So I would say, I hope banks are. Where's Chase Bank? So don't call your bank initially if someone passes away. Just if you can, just continue to pay the mortgage, right? But then you have to have a strategy because you have to get out of that situation because a deceased person is the borrower. So you need to, and I'm sure we're going to have the estate planning attorneys on there. But if you have your house in a trust, then it's a seamless process, right? Nothing changes, the trust continues. But if you don't have your house in a trust, then someone needs to either probate a will or be the administrator of the property. So that takes time when you go to surrogate's court to try to be the head of the estate, right? One thing, a second thing you don't do is you don't tell the bank the borrower passed away. But if it had slipped out of your mouth and you told them anyway, you definitely don't tell them. Their question to you is, oh, sorry to hear that, but who are the heirs? Because they're trying to position themselves on foreclosing on you. Once they know who the heirs are, if you say, like my dad or my mom passed away and she may have had 2 children, oh, what are their names? Because they're writing it down, because as soon as that mortgage is about 3 months behind, they're going to foreclose, and you just arm them with all the information they need. And meanwhile, you're not the administrator of the estate, so when they serve you with the foreclosure, it'll be difficult for you to represent the estate. So again, you run to the surrogate's court, you run to an attorney, and try to position yourself to deal with that. Now, if you have a reverse mortgage, to me, it's the best thing in the world. Some people, reverse mortgages have its pros and cons, but if your parent did take out a reverse mortgage, you can save the house. Either save the house or save your equity, right? So you can save the house by trying to sell the house as soon as possible. Of course, you have to be the head of the estate in order to do that. But if you want to keep the house in a family, you have the 95% rule, right? So it's in every single reverse mortgage. Somewhere in there it says that if a borrower passes away, then you can if the borrower passes away, then the heir to that borrower has a right to pay off that loan at 95% of the value. So we had a case recently with that. They were in foreclosure. They in fact had a sell date. I brought an order to show cause, told the judge, I demand an appraiser go to the house. The appraiser went to the house. They owed maybe about $900,000 on a house in Brooklyn. The house appraisal came in at $500,000. It says, federal law, my son, the son to the heir, could pay 95% of that. I told him, run out, get a loan for $475. He got a loan for $475. He stayed in the house. Wow. So it's so many things you can do. Yeah. To me, it's a federal law. And it's in your contract. And many people don't know that. The bank definitely is not going to tell you. But they can't push back. So if I'm in foreclosure on a reverse mortgage, can you send an appraiser out to my house, please? That's all I want to hear.
What is that?